What is going on? So let's cut straight to the chase. Grok 4 just released, and supposedly it's better than PhD professors. So that's very comforting to all of us trying to get jobs out there. But anywho, what better to talk about on YouTube than the AI slop and AI? I bet you if I go to Google Trends right now, and we click on this nice button right here, and we look for AI. There's no way it's that dead. Bro, I feel like it knew I was watching, but like we see a good little spike. And I don't know why New York cares about AI more than all the rest of us. But this is a small spike. Okay, why so disappointing? Grok 4. Okay, there we go. This, my friend, is going to be the doom of some of us new programmers. So already, with the competitive job market, new people have been getting screwed, all right? But when I tell you that AI in its current state is going to even screw people more, I mean it. Because it's effectively like tax cuts, but for coding. How does that make any sense? Like tax cuts for programmers, but like AI? Well, listen, if you already know how to code, and you're given more tools that make your life easier, if you already have knowledge, then boom. The rich get richer, but with knowledge. If you already know stuff, you are going to be in a better state than the people who don't know anything, because the learning process of your brain is just not able to take in all the knowledge that's just spit out at it. You need to do stuff. And what do you think those people did back then when they didn't really have all those resources? They just used what they knew, and if they didn't know something, they would look it up. And that's what I did for the first maybe 2 years of my journey. I did C++ to start. I bought some way over long Udemy course that was like 100 hours, thinking I would be a god by the time it was over. But as we all knew, it didn't end up doing anything for me. In fact, I didn't even know how to use external libraries, and I was at 60 hours in. But I will tell you, the amount of manual problem solving I had to do because there just weren't resources out there. And matter of fact, this is not even 3 years ago. This was 5 years ago. So around the start of OpenAI, and it wasn't that popular. And simply by me doing this, I have an advantage over a lot of new people. And that's crazy. And I don't even know if I'm happy about it, because I always see jokes about eliminating the competition, but I think it actually happened this time. Now, of course, without being able to use the obvious elephant in the room as an example, Powered Software's code, how else would I be able to show this to you? And I'll show you right now. I'm going to try my best to find my old C++ code so you guys can understand what the hell I was thinking back then. Because look, all of our brains have different strengths. And this sounds like an AI message, but I didn't use the word robust, so you can believe me, this is not AI. Everyone's brain has a certain method of answering problems. We're all weird, okay? And once you kind of crack your own code, it becomes a lot easier from there. But AI is literally stopping you from cracking your own code. You're not put in an uncomfortable situation where you actually want to do the problem. You have a safe way out every time. There's no urgency. So your brain doesn't unlock that really, obscure memory place where, I don't know what you even call it. That one part of your brain where it just comes to you. There's probably songs from your childhood that just come right into your mind, just like that, because you drilled it. You didn't even know it was there. It was just there, and your brain worked. It's such a tough thing to explain, but hear me out. I don't feel like installing a C++ compiler, so let's give it a shot. And we have an error. Because guess what? I'm used to Python. What is going on, Max Syntax here? So as you can see, it's in my head. And I'm sure maybe if you used AI, you could get this down. But it's like, I haven't touched this in 3 years. I believe the point still stands that AI is going to ruin your learning. And I can actually support this. So I have a few articles to support what I'm saying. Namely, finalroundai.com. So I don't think they like AI off the bat. So there might be a little bit of confirmation bias in this. But hear me out. Some of the points they're making are pretty strong. AI is turning every junior developer into a code factory, which I fully agree with, and every senior developer into a janitor. I don't know much about the second one, but some people probably would agree with this. And as I've stated many times in past videos, the whole entire AI turning every junior into a code factory is about this one article called Writing Code Was Never the Bottleneck. And it's about how writing code and the way you do it was never what made code good and bad. It's actually about reading it, understanding it, and building off of what's there, like factoring it out, refactoring, code review. That's always been the bottleneck, because you need to do stuff without future proofing. That's hard. That's something really your brain can do. There's also a multitude of people on Twitter who just comment like, yo, I asked AI to help me out and I ended up debugging for 2 more hours. So you might get the job done, but your brain's not spending its critical thinking currency on the right tasks. Also, here's just a funny article I saw on Hacker News. Supabase NPC God. MCP can leak your entire SQL database. So that's just another, very calming, relieving fact that supports my statement. But the article effectively said that there's a prompt injection and you get cooked. And then lastly, this one goes to Pirate Software. I have a website just for you. Recovering from AI addiction. Welcome to Internet and Technology Addicts Anonymous. We're glad you found us, and we hope your community... Bro, what is with my English today, man? And once another heartbreaking fact is that you're kind of deterring from the traditional route of coding. When you learn on your own, you do all your little projects with your knowledge, your brain. You're using all of the wonderful human-proved sort of learning skills. Books are written by people who have been studying this for a long time, and guess where the information AI is coming from? It's coming from these people, and it's also AI, so it might even skew what's already potentially wrong, because people, even though people can write some banger books, like I read some banger books about coding, there's still some errors. That's inevitable, and AI is just going to add on more to that. Here's where it gets really rough though. AI agent benchmarks are broken. Now we are going to take this article with a grain of salt because it does not have a lot of attention, but I will tell you it's number one on Hacker News a few days ago. I read the comments. The comments were, they kind of help you validify things. You don't need fact checkers when you have Hacker News comments. They were talking about how we used AI to talk about AI, to find out tasks about AI in an AI workspace. So the simulators that told you what is going on are very fragile. And some examples of AI agents being tested, scores, some being a do nothing, which means the AI did nothing, was counted as correct on 38% of tasks. So there's some interesting benchmarks to be looked at here, for sure. And it's not to say that you shouldn't use AI. Listen, bro, AI makes that boilerplate annoying BS so easy. But to write all of your code in it, trying to write anything scalable is going to be nearly impossible. Once you venture outside of that script, quick little cute script architecture, all right, you are going to get in some trouble. Not trouble because your code sucks, because it's going to just be impossible for other people to read, scale. It's not nuanced either. When you look at where the data is coming from, it's going to be from a similar group of sources. AI throws in depreciated code all the time. It throws in anti-patterns. It throws in things that don't really match your use case. They might just find someone else's online and just kind of rip that off. It's best to try to understand with your own problems. And listen, AI can adapt your own code and understand what you're doing. That's fine. It's just harmful to growth. Like the instantaneous result will be nice. When you understand that you don't know anything, it's kind of threatening to your own mental state of mind. It's threatening. It really is threatening because it's making us have a false sense of accomplishment. You didn't do anything. It's like trying to say you know something because you read it online. It's like, well, can you recite why it's right? No, but I bet you if you solve the problem on your own, you'd remember every single process of that problem. And you've kind of been saying the same thing over and over again, so I'm going to cut right to it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. The last one absolutely banged, and this one I kind of yapped a little bit, so I hope it even does close to as well. But thank you so much for watching. Happy codes. I'm going to be learning Golang. I'm going to make a video on it. I'm speedrunning learning it. Take care. See ya.